start talking, and my lovely assistant Rebecca is going to bring some whites over.
Hey guys.
Okay, that's a buck. That's a buck. There's 2 bucks in this bunch that are really, really nice, I think, so far. Whether they're going to stay that way or not, this is a little doe. This is the only doe in the bunch, and I don't know. If something doesn't happen, she's probably either going to go, she's going to be somebody's meat producer, or she's going to be meat herself. She's just not growing out well. Of course, it would be the only doe in the bunch. But, you know, there's a whole bunch of sandwiches running around here. But this is the little doe. A lot of them don't even want to let me. And it's not really her top line. It's not her hind quarter. It's not her loin. They're all nice and meaty. Well, that one's a little bit hollow on the loin. But I don't think that's, yeah, that's not one of them I was looking at anyway. But with her, it's this pinched hind quarter. And let me throw out a little tip. If you are evaluating your commercial, well, actually any rabbit, or I think this tip would probably pretty much work with anything. And I may have shown you this before. But take your rabbit, get a better grip on it than what I have. Okay, flip them over. No, quit kicking. See those feet? This one's not too bad. Okay, but see these feet, how the toes point out? See? Let me hold it in line. See how those back feet aren't parallel? Okay, it means the hock joint right here is closer together than the toes. And when that happens, this hind quarter right back here is going to get pinched. Okay? Now, you may not even can tell it right now because they're so small. Okay? But later on you're going to see, and right here where this should be nice and full and rounded, you're going to see a definite pronounced flat spot right here and right here. And it'll be a little flat right here on the back. And you'll have, and what's going to happen is it's going to cause the loin, as it runs through here, it's going to cause the loin, it can cause the loin to kind of narrow up as well at the back there, okay? Or, well, it may not technically be the loin that far back, but to me, when I go like this and I feel that loin, I feel it all the way back to here, and it feels like the same muscle to me. So I just call it like I see it. But this doe here, yeah, I've still got the doe here. This is the only one that there was. Now, I'm not going to say that she needs to be food. She could make somebody. The way it stands right now, I don't think she's going to do anything in a show for anybody. Okay, and not to mention, look at this. Okay, she's got bone structure issues. Okay, if I take her and pick her up, and I'm just going to turn around, and I hope you can see this in the camera. But let me flip her over here. Pull these feet out. You see those? You see those feet? You see how it goes like this? The foot right here. See how it's bowed out to the side? It's not straight. That's a bone structure issue. You don't want that. Not for show. If you're eating it, it doesn't matter. You usually cut that part off anyway. Okay? Now, but the way the feet rear out, that's a bone structure issue as well. But it also has to do with this hind quarter being really narrow, right in there, and it'll be pinched. Okay. All right, sis. Do we have all the whites here now?
Yes.
Okay, you can put her back.
Okay. Woo.
Let me see who we have here. 5. Okay. This is 475. And I don't think this is one of them. I think the one I was looking at was 7 was one of them. Maybe these 2 here. So let's go with 3 right here. This is WS473, and what we have here, okay, it's not bad. Again, better bone structure than the doe I just showed you, but still not. Okay, take here, sit. I really need to get them to relax. but it's kind of tough at this age because they don't want me touching them. Now look here. I'll show you something on their. Now see how the back feet don't have a very good grip. Okay. Well, see how the back feet are more parallel? Yeah, he's letting this one. He's letting this one dangle off to the side just to mess with my head. But see how those back feet are a little more parallel, and they're set farther apart. Well, you'll notice. Flip him over. See that nice? He's got a nice wider hind quarter, and he's not as pinched right here. This muscle is not pinched and narrowed up as much. Okay, he's pretty decent, but okay, when we get him set up, he's not. He just doesn't have a top line that is. His top line is basically nothing. Okay. He peaks way up here for one thing. Peaks way too early, and then he does have a decent roundness to his hind quarter. You know, they're whites. They have excellent, really, well, I won't say excellent, really nice shoulders. But he does narrow up a bit in the shoulder. He's just a little bit narrow, I think. But I haven't looked at a lot of whites. You know, I'm used to seeing reds with shoulder issues anyway. But this is 3. He's not outrageously bad. Here, take him, sis.
Alrighty.
This is 3. Now let's look at 1 or 5. This is 5. Okay, set him up. Okay, his feet don't look too bad. Sit back here. No, I don't fit. Just get you sit. Okay. Okay, he's not bad. He's got the best hind quarter so far, except he needs more overall width. But as far as the hind quarter looking pinched and narrowing up right back here, he's got the best. I would love for his hind quarter to have more overall width. But hey, he's not even 8 weeks old yet. Okay, these rascals are big enough to make a sandwich out of, and they're only about 7 weeks old. Okay, but he could make something. We'll see. Okay, I believe here. Go ahead and put him away. I'm gonna save number 7. I'm going to save number 7 for last because at this point in the game, he is the one that I am the most impressed with. Okay? Now, see there? How he's got a nice round. He doesn't look pinched. Okay? His feet are set nice and wide apart. Okay? If you go down and look, he sets pretty flat on the table. He does narrow a little bit down here at the base of his hind quarter. He is not outrageously bad. Pretty decent top line here. You get him set. Get out of the way. You can be a movie star here in just a minute. Get out of the way first. Okay, now see here? He's got a low spot right here. That's not ideal, but he has the best. You know, see he's got a late start to his top line. He hit this point right here. This should be right here at the base of his ears. Okay, so he's got a little late start to his top line, but once he gets it going, it looks pretty nice. He sets flat on the table, not too bad. He's nice and wide. So he is a possibility. There's definitely a couple of these guys, this being one of them, that I'm looking at. Okay, this guy right here, unless he's changed a lot in a couple of days, he is the one, I'm pretty sure he was the one that I was most happy with. Now look at this. I don't know what you can see on the camera here. You see here when I set up his rear end here. See how he's nice and wide and he's rounded all the way around. He doesn't have a flat spot. Now Ooh, I don't like that. He is a little bit hollow in the loin area right here. But he could fill out. See, we've still got all these rabbits together. And we fill that big old J feeder up, push that hay in there to them. But a lot of times these rabbits will just do better when you get them isolated to their individual cages and start growing them out for the show. And they don't have to compete with any brothers and sisters to get to the food bowl first. Not saying these guys are starved by any of the stretch of the imagination, but it is still possible for somebody to get a little bit more than somebody else. Overall, even with that loin the way it is, hoping that it would fill out, because there is definitely muscle here. Okay, he's definitely got muscle there. Look at that. Okay, he's nice and round. We check him out, and I don't even have him. He's stretched out there, getting lazy, but he has got the elbows on the table. He peaks right where I want him to peak. Nice and round, nice and curved. I don't see any flat spots in that top line. This right here, and of course, you know, on any rabbit you find, you're going to have to pick on something. And on this rabbit, it's the loin. And I am just hoping beyond hope that that will fill out, because everything else that he has, I really like. He even, come here, big guy. This is 7, by the way. WS477. Okay, anyway, they're all kind of lazy, but see these feet? See, that one's kind of hanging to the side, but I think he's just doing that. But see how those feet? No, we're just playing with your feet a little bit. Here, okay, how about we do it like this? Come on, I'm gonna have to get a better grip. The old man don't have good grip in the fingers. But see how these feet are set wide apart? They can be parallel, but if they're too close together, he's determined, I'll give him that. But when these feet are set far apart like that, if they're parallel and too close together, then what you're going to have is when you set him up on a table, okay, you're going to see a hollow area or a narrow area right down here by his feet at the base of the hindquarter. Now, but when you look at him, he sets down on the table pretty good. 7 weeks old. I shouldn't even be looking this close, but he's definitely got my attention. Okay. Not saying I'm picking any show bunnies right here. They're 7 weeks old, no way. But I will tell you this. I'll be real surprised if 3 weeks from now, if these guys aren't already making minimum weight for the show table. Haven't had them on the scale yet, but I have them in my hand, and I know we got some weight going on there. Okay, so we're going to put these the last white. I kind of went into a little bit of detail about these guys. I'm just excited about some of them, and I wanted to share. I hope you don't mind. You know, I know you guys got fast forward buttons. People do it on my videos all the time. So if it gets to be too much, you probably already fast forwarded me anyway. For those that stick around though, you're actually interested in this sort of thing. Thank you, and we appreciate you hitting that like button if you would.